Hi everyone, this is Andy. My YouTube channel is Andy Amazon Advocate. So today I have an old friend. As a matter of fact, I've been using their app for very, very long. And I'm their number one fan, as a matter of fact, for this software called Sellerboard. So hi, hello, buddy. Hello.
Hi Andy, thanks for having me.
Maybe can you do a quick introduction of yourself? Who you are.
Of course. So thanks so much for having me, and I'm very glad that your feedback is so kind about our software. So I'm a co-founder at Sellerboard. My name is Vladi. We're a company based in Germany. We launched in 2017, and the company was started in 2016. So it's like, as of now, what is it, 6 years?
Wow.
I have a background in IT and software industry, and before starting Sellerboard, I was an Amazon seller myself, and I was selling private label products through FBA in Germany, and I was one of the first sellers, I believe, before it became mainstream.
Oh.
And yes, and yeah, this was quite fun. Actually, the idea for Sellerboard was born out of my own necessity to understand the numbers. So I didn't find a tool which suited my needs, and I decided to build it myself with my friend. And yeah, this is how it started.
Well, I think it's so useful. As a matter of fact, last time when we guys, we don't have Sellerboard, we had to use our Excel sheet and do all the calculations. It's really, really crazy. And thank you guys, you guys are doing a wonderful job. So today I'm very honored because today's video is not like a 15 minutes, like an interview and things like that. Today is more like a demo night, okay? So this demo night, what we're gonna do is he's gonna show us some demo of the features of Sellerboard, and which I see that is actually very useful. And so without further ado, let's take a look at the demo, and then we're gonna talk more after the demo, okay? So please enjoy the demo. Thank you. So the floor is yours.
All right, so let's jump into the demo. So if you go to our homepage, there's a demo button here. It's called Demo Account, and you need no registration. You can basically try out yourself how Sellerboard looks like. And this is how this demo account looks like. So basically, you get to see every Sellerboard function here. The only restriction is some features are read-only, so that you cannot change, like cost of goods, for example. But it gives you a great idea of the software. So Sellerboard is mainly about profit analytics. We position ourselves as an accurate profit analytics tool, and the vision is really to be the most accurate financial analytics tool for Amazon sellers in the world. And yeah, there other functions, you kind of get this on top of the financial analytics package. And there are a lot of functions like the autoresponder, for example, for email campaigns, or alerts for listing monitoring, or inventory management. And I'll show you those briefly. But yeah, the starting point is basically this dashboard. And the idea here is if you log in, you see the financial health of your business at a glance. So the standard representation here are tiles, and you can see we see data for today, yesterday, how this month is going. We see a forecast for this month, and we see last month's numbers. And in these tiles, you see the main KPIs, like the sales, for example. Yeah. So today we had, and by the way, since this is a demo account, all the data is is fake. So these are fake products, and those numbers don't really exist, but we try to make them realistic. Sometimes it worked, sometimes you'll see there are some missing numbers, but the idea here is just to give you a sense of the functionality, so don't look at the specific numbers too much. Right, so in our virtual account, we have sales of $939. You can see the number of ordered units, a number of orders, number of refunds today, and advertising expenses. And at the end, you see your net profit for today, and it's $163. It's I would say it's quite a good day. And well, basically you can click on all these tiles. For example, let's click this month, and you see the table on the bottom changes. So the table on the bottom is displaying products or orders that go into this time period. So in this case, this month. Here's the amount of sales this month, and net profit is $17,000. It's a very good margin. Here on the bottom, we can see what products contributed to this profit and how much. By default, they're sorted by the number of sold units, but you can change the sorting here. You can change by you can sort by any column you want, for example, by the net profit. So we have the one that is most profitable on the top. This is obviously our most important product for our bottom line. So you want to make sure you know, you take good care of it and monitor it and watch its BSR, for example. So we show the BSR here as well. Yeah, and you know, this is the one you probably want to concentrate on. Or we can sort in the other direction, descending by the net profit, and you see your biggest loser here for this month, right? And this is one that you probably want to do something about. And by the way, we sold 0 units, but we have huge cost. Maybe it's because we've introduced some indirect expenses in this tab. I'll show you later how to do it. Actually, let's explore why do we have such a high negative margin, although we haven't even had any sales. So if you click more, and that you can do on the account level here as well. But here we drill down into this specific product. You can see all the KPIs, and yeah, I was right. So see, there's an expenses section. These are indirect expenses that we do not pull from Amazon. You introduce them yourself, so basically third-party tools or you know, some services. And you can see here we had some listing optimization for $1,324. It didn't bring us any sales though. So yeah, we need to think about this product. Maybe you know, we can drop it from our assortment. All right, let's sort by the number of units again. So let's quickly jump into this more section, and I'll show you how it's built. So basically, these are detailed numbers for the selected period. You can see the sales, the units. Like we split here by organic and PPC, but be aware that these are not all PPC sales. These are PPC sales that are attributed to the click on the same day. So in the real world, with the attribution of 14 days, you might have a slightly higher number here. But this is the only one we can show at this level technically. So we have the advertising cost, and if you open it, you see there are all kinds of advertising cost types. So PPC, of course, sponsored products is the most obvious one. We also have sponsored brands, sponsored display, sponsored brands video, but also Facebook and Google. So you can connect your Facebook and Google advertising accounts, and we'll show you basically Facebook and Google expenses in case you were driving external traffic to your listings. All right, what else have we got? We've got the refund cost. Actually, let me explore last month in detail. Maybe we have higher refund costs there. Yeah. So you see, last month we had refunds costed us $656. In general, that's a pretty low number. But let me explain you how we calculate it, because this is very important. I would expect that they are actually higher in a real world account. So refunds are the most underestimated profit killer or profit thief from our experience. Here's why. If you go to the Seller Central, what you see there is sales, yeah, but you don't really see the refunds there. So you can download a couple of Excel reports, of course, and count your refunds, but they're not shown like in the dashboard where you typically check your sales. So you get a feeling that you're selling a lot, but in reality, some of those orders are being refunded, and they steal profit from you. So here's how we calculate the damage that refunds cost, and I believe that this is the only correct way. So first of all, when a refund comes in, we refund the whole amount. Actually, not even when the item is completely returned to the warehouse, but the moment the customer requests a refund. If you're doing FBA, Amazon will refund them immediately. They won't wait until the item actually arrives at the FBA warehouse. So at this moment, the amount that the customer paid is refunded to the customer. So we need to subtract it from your bottom line, right? So imagine you had a month with good sales, and then you refund. So that's basically a loss for you at this point, because you need to give this money back, and this is the total cost of the product, right? Then eventually you need to refund shipping, and if no, then we will not show it here. So what we show here is based on real Amazon's transactions, right? So this data is not like estimated by us, but it's real transactions. And there's a refund commission as well. So refund commission means Amazon charges you for processing the refunds. Then there's a thing called shipping chargeback, and you can see it's with a plus, so it doesn't have a minus sign. So basically it kind of compensates the shipping. I think I won't go into the detail for now. If you're interested, you can read this tip, but it's important for you to know that there is such a thing, and it goes into the value or the effect of refunds on the bottom line. So we calculate it here. Then there are two positive positions here, and let me start with the refunded referral fee. So when you make a sale, you pay let's say 15% of the selling price to Amazon. That's called a referral fee, and this percentage depends on the category. When you refund to a customer, then Amazon reimburses this referral fee to you, so you get it back as a seller. And this is why we show it here with the positive sign. So this kind of makes our pain a little bit less, smaller. And then there's value of returned items. So some items are returned in sellable condition. That means you can sell them again. Some are damaged. This means you probably won't be able to sell them. And when we make a sale, we account for the cost of goods, of course, right? So you sell one item. If your cost of goods are, let's say, $3 for this item, then Sellerboard will account for this in this position, cost of goods, right? And when there's a refund, if the item is sellable, Sellerboard will detect it and will automatically add it to your bottom line with a positive sign, because you can sell this product again. So we subtract the cost of goods the day the product is sold, and the day it's returned. If it's in sellable condition, we'll book it back on your bottom line as a plus. And there's another detail here. So some of our customers wanna like put a value to returned items, even if they are not sellable, right? So what is a damaged returns value for you? And you can configure it in Sellerboard under products. If you say, for example, 50%, then we will book 50% of the cost of goods with a positive, with a plus sign, the moment or the day the product is refunded. All right, so you can see if you're interested in details, you can open this position. If no, then you can just see how much profit returns steal from your sales, from your bottom line. And then the next position is cost of goods, and cost of goods is obviously cost of goods sold. Also, if Amazon damages some of your products, we'll take this into account, and basically, because you lose those products, right? So the cost of goods become your loss. So we'll account for it here. If Amazon reimburses you for damaged products, and by the way, the same goes for remission offers, or so if you destroy your products in Amazon's warehouse for some reason, then we will list their cost of goods here. For example, if they're not selling well, right, and you decide to dispose them. Right. So yeah, and then we end up with the gross profit, and we have the indirect expenses, and these you can introduce. So far, all was done on autopilot. The only thing you need to enter to get this picture, to get the gross profit, is your cost of goods, and then we can add additional indirect expenses, like photo shooting, or I don't know, tax consultant, warehouse rent here, and then we get to the net profit, and this is your main indicator. All right, so what else can we do in the dashboard? Let me show you just a couple of highlights. So you can see, you can click on refunds here, and if you do so, we show a chart. These were okay. I think normally you should see 7 items here, but the numbers don't add up because it's a virtual demo account. But you get the idea. You can see a chart of return reasons, so why actually people return. And if there are any comments, so we don't have any comments in this case, but if people leave comments, so customers can write, they have like a free text field when they request a refund, they can enter a free text explanation why they refund. And if they do it, then we will show it here as well. So underneath this refund reason, we will show the text. And this is a very valuable thing, because you see like the return reasons and even their comments, and can act on those. I'll give you an example. If customers return because the color is not as expected, or product size is not as expected, then you might need to think about your pictures and like put the product in scene or correct the colors on your pictures, because this will reduce the refund rate. And yeah, you should keep an eye on this, and basically take action if the return reason is actionable. All right, then one more important KPI here is this BSR. So we show the BSR here, and this is something you want to track, because and by the way, here's also a chart which shows the change in your BSR. And this is something you want to track, because if your BSR rises, so gets worse, then that means that you are losing market to your competition. That's a bad thing, actually. And if your BSR decreases, this means basically you're winning market share. And you want to make sure that you're not losing market share on all of your products, because yeah, you probably know better than me, if BSR increases, then eventually you will stop selling this product, right? So you can track the BSR here, and at a glance, by these 2 percentage numbers, you can kind of assess the situation for this product. So the first number is a short-term BSR change plus 10%, so it got to 10% worse. And the second one is a more long-term change, and long-term means we compare last 7 days with last 30 days. It's a plus 4% change. You can see it's gray because it's not a significant change. So we're kind of good in the long term here. For example, for this product, you can see in the short term, and this first number, percentage number, short term, we compare the current BSR to the average of the last 7 days. Yeah. So we see we had like a positive development today, probably, because it's 33% better than the average of the last 7 days. But in the longer perspective, if we compare the last week to last month, where BSR is actually getting worse. So this is a bad sign. You don't want to have red numbers in this column. All right. So there are a lot of filtering and search features here. So you can filter by products, you can filter by tag, you can tag those products and filter here by tag. You can customize these tiles and select different representations. You can filter by marketplace, or you can compare. If you click compare, then every tile will show a comparison with another date, and you can actually select which date by clicking on it. But for example, here we compare today with yesterday, and this month with last month. So yeah, it's a pretty powerful dashboard, and then there are actually 3 other representations here. So in case you like charts more than tiles, so tiles are actually good for a quick assessment. This is something you want to look at maybe a couple of times a day. But if you click chart, here you can kind of analyze how your parameters change over time. And here's, for example, in this case, we see units sold and advertising costs and refunds and net profit per month. Of course, you can customize those parameters. Let's say we want to see sales instead of advertising. Let's say we want to actually see sales and net profit. So here we go. Sales are green and net profit is bluish. We can also add the margin, for example. This is going to be another scale in percent here, margin. We can, of course, change the time frame. So, for example, we can look at last 30 days by day. Let's see what happens, or filter it by marketplace. And every bar in this chart is clickable. Yeah. So if we click something, we see the details here, like I showed you on the dashboard, and we see the products that go into these numbers on the bottom. So you can basically perfectly analyze your situation. And if you don't like any parameter, like for example here we had sales, but we have negative profit. Let's try to see what's going on here. I clicked this date. It's the 18th of July. So what do we have here? We have sales. Yeah, we have expenses. See, listing optimization. So on this day, we paid $600 for listing optimization as an indirect expense, and this kind of ruined our profitability this day. By the way, I'll show you in a moment how you can manage those expenses, and there's also a possibility to amortize this amount by day, so that so we don't book the whole sum on one day, but we book, like, instead of 600 on one day, Sellerboard can also calculate like $20 per day. Okay, then there's a P&L table. It's a table representation of the same data. So basically, it's a huge table. It takes a while to load it, and it's also clickable. Every month is clickable, or whatever period you select here. And you can also download this table as a spreadsheet, or you can download this table on the bottom as well. By the way, there's an interesting function here. It's called group by. I think I won't go into this detail, but what it will actually do is it will group your products, for example, by marketplace. So you can see your sales by marketplace, or by brand. So you see your sales, all the numbers from this table, by brand, or like, for example, by parent ASIN. So by default, you see all colors here, or all variations of your product. But if you just want to see parent ASINs, then you can select parent here. All right. And last but not least, trends. This is very cool for basically identifying problems in your business. So what it does is, in this case, it shows sales. You can see sales is activated here by product, and here you can select the time frame, last 30 days by day. So you have 1 day per column, and we show the sales, and we show the change comparing to the last day, and also a chart. So you can see this chart, it kind of fluctuates, right? So it's not really growing. There's no trend here. For this one, there's a trend up, I would say. Yeah, so something is going well here. yeah, this is demo data. So you can see there are we don't have huge changes in our sales, or there's no like identifiable direction, let's put it this way. But in your case, you might have a product with decreasing sales, and you will immediately see this by clicking at trends, because by default it's sorted by this first column, descending. If you click it, you can sort it by value or by delta. Let's sort it by delta, descending. So it will be sorted by the percentage difference to the last time period. And by the way, this is, as I said, 30 days by day, but you can also say like the last 12 months by month. So you'll compare your products month over month. Here you can see plus 200%. So for this product, we have an increase in sales. Yesterday we had $5.99 worth of sales, today $17.97. So it's an increase. Basically, in this situation, if you sort by delta descending, you will see your winners on the top. Yeah, and you will see your losers on the bottom. Yeah, and this way, basically, you can identify trends that are not easy to spot if you have many products. We can also select a different parameter. For example, let's say profit. Let's say gross profit. And what this will do now, it will show the same table, but with gross profit instead of sales. And again, it's sorted ascending by delta. So in this case, we have negative numbers on the top. That means these are losers, right? This product, for example, today we made $11 worth of profit. Yesterday it were 79, so it's minus 85%, right? And basically, these are the ones that you need to take care of. Yeah, maybe it's not worth looking at this data every day, but what you can do is you can click last 12 months by month, and then you will see the same picture on a monthly basis, and these numbers will be much more. They will be kind of averaged out through the months. What's also interesting here is percent refunds. So this will show you the refund rate. This way you can spot products where the refund rate is rising, or refund costs, the number of refunds. Yeah, basically you can see there are a lot of parameters here, almost, and also the BSR, by the way. So almost all parameters we display in the dashboard, you can analyze here. Yeah, so you see this is very powerful. A lot of details in this dashboard. We really made sure you can drill down and get to the bottom of every problem or every product, every period. And yeah, hopefully you get the idea. It's important for us to that our vision to be the world's most accurate profit analytics tool is very important for us. And this is why we put so much effort into this dashboard. All right, so at this point, I'd like to stop with the dashboard and move on to the next sections. And actually, let me start with this one. It's called products. So here, the main task is to enter your cost of goods. There are some other parameters here, like FBM shipping cost in case it's an FBM product, or you can tag the products. But the main thing is cost of goods. And when you start with Sellerboard, you really should start with this. Like if you go to the dashboard, you will see that your sales already, but the profit numbers won't be accurate, of course. So because you haven't entered the cost of goods yet. So you want to go to products and make sure you enter your cost of goods here. And there are different types of COGS here. So the easiest version is called cost type constant. This means this is just one number. You can enter it here, or you can import it through a spreadsheet import. And this number will be applied to all orders for this product, including orders from the past. So it will change your profit numbers retrospectively. This is a good thing if you want to start quickly, because you enter those and you immediately see actionable data in the dashboard. as you work with Sellerboard longer, it might be worth using this other cost type, which is called by period and batch. And let me show you how this works. So basically, your cost of goods change over time because the shipping rates change, the number of ordered items changes, and maybe you get a better price from your supplier. And this you can model with this cost type by period and batch. So the easiest version is you enter a time period or add a new period in this dialog, and then you enter all your cost components, like what's the price of manufacturing per unit, price of shipping, fees, whatever, clearance, and so on. And then Sellerboard will calculate your price per unit, and this you can attach to a time frame. So you basically specify this price is valid from till, and then when you receive your next order, you can create a new time period. So this is very precise already, but what we can do here is also account for the remainder from the previous batch. So imagine you have like ordered 1,000 items. Then you're running out of stock. You have maybe 100 left. And at this point, the new batch arrives with 1,000 items, which you purchased at a different price. So if you tick this check mark, Sellerboard will fill out the amount you have left in the FBA stock. It will be called alt batch. And you can enter how many items you ordered. It will be the new batch. And by the way, if you have some in your garage, you can also change the amount in the old batch. So by default, it will be the amount you have in the FBA warehouse, but this number is editable normally. It's not editable at the moment because it's a demo account, as I mentioned previously. So yeah, so basically, we know how many items are left that were purchased at the old price. We know how many items you purchased at this new rate. And what will happen then, if you check this check mark, Sellerboard will automatically calculate a weighted average between those numbers and come up with a final price. And this is actually your final price. So this final price takes the remainder of stock from previous batches into account. And this is 100% accurate. Right, so basically we factor in changes in the buying price. So yeah, if you're like using Sellerboard for a couple of months and your buying prices change significantly, I would recommend to use this option. What you can also do is you can specify a different buying price per marketplace. So for example, if you're shipping to US from China and to Canada, you might have different shipping rates, and you can model it by basically entering here cost of goods by marketplace separately. All right. So let's move on to expenses. So this is basically also something that affects your profit. As I said in the when I was talking about the dashboard, you can enter your indirect expenses in this section. And what's interesting here, you can enter one-time expenses like this one. You ordered some samples, yeah, and they're not attached to any product or category, but you can also enter recurring expenses. For example, if you pay for like rent or for tax consult, for a warehouse, for an accounting software, you can enter those and specify that they are monthly expenses, and Sellerboard will automatically display them every month. What you can also do is you can, if you add, unfortunately I can't show it now because the button is disabled because the demo account is read-only, but I think it's okay, you get the idea. So what you can also do is you can assign a product or multiple products or a marketplace or a category to this expense, and this will be taken into account when we display the dashboard and when we calculate the profitability for every single product in the dashboard. So they will be attributed as expenses to individual products. If this is something that is not attributable to products, then it will be shown in the dashboard only on the account level and not at the level of single products, right? So you will see your the effect of your warehouse rent here in the monthly profit, but not in the net profit of every single product. Okay. So what else have we got? Let me go to the inventory section now. And I'll be less detailed now because it's so much stuff and the demo is becoming too long. So as I said, profit is the main thing, but we have a lot of other stuff as well. And I'll make a quick walk through the other functionality now, and we can follow up with another demo and dive into more details if you wish on other topics. So inventory, basically the main goal of this module is to remind you when it's time to restock your FBA products and when it's time to place another order so that you never run out of stock. So for example, let's start with this days until next order. You see the red ones, 0 days. Here we are overdue, so we must order urgently because we are already running out of stock. You see we have, for example, for this product, we have only 7 days of stock left in the FBA warehouse, and we are already overdue. We should have ordered another batch because we will run out of stock. Yeah, for the yellow ones means that we will soon need to take action, and the green ones mean that everything is okay. So now let me explain you how we calculate these numbers. So we show you the days of stock left, and we also show you the recommended quantity for reordering here. So Sellerboard does this based on first of all on your settings. So if you click edit here, you can specify the manufacturing settings. So for this product, we enter the manufacturing time in days. By default, I think it's 30 for all products. And we enter your shipping times here, and we specify whether you use a prep center or no. If no, then Sellerboard will assume that your supplier sends the order directly to the FBA warehouse. So yeah, there will be no prep center stock in this process, and basically these two flags, running out of stock and days until next order, they will go in sync. Right. So you enter your manufacturing time, and Sellerboard will take a look at your sales and will calculate your sales velocity, units per day, and having your stock amounts and your sales velocity, we know how many days of stock you have left. And based on the days of stock left and on your manufacturing settings, we know how to color this flag, right? So for example, if you have 54 days until next order, we know, okay, that's enough because you maybe need like 30 days for production and 10 days for shipping. If you, or like here, 203, in this case, it's yellow because we see, you know, it's 7 days until next order, but probably, you know, this will be just enough to manufacture and ship your products. All right, let's go into this adjusted sales velocity, and I'll explain you how we calculate the sales velocity. So what happens here is we take a look at different time periods: last 3 days, last 7 days, 30, 60, and 180 days. And you can put some weights on these time periods. And what Sellerboard will do is we'll calculate how many units you sold in the last 3 days, in the last 7 days, in the last 30 days, and so on. And apply these weights to these numbers and come up with the weighted sales velocity. So weights mean basically if you distribute those weights evenly, in this case it's five columns here, you put 0, 2 in every column. Sellerboard will calculate an average of these sales velocities. But if you want to value like most recent sales more in your sales velocity than the older sales, you can put more weights on the most recent, on the shorter periods, like here, like we're doing it here. And then basically your last week's sales will be more important for the average sales, for the weighted sales velocity, right? So we kind of factor in the trend this way. Then another parameter we take into account is the seasonality here. So you can see we can add seasonality coefficients per month. And Sellerboard will, when we're projecting how many items you will sell, or when we're looking at your past sales, we will apply the seasonality curve and take this into account when we're projecting the number of days in stock left, right? So what does it mean? It means that if we have a seasonal product, like here in August, and we are in July, right, or we are in June, then Sellerboard will recommend to order more because we know, okay, there will be a bump in sales in 2 months when this new order arrives. If we are in December, for example, we are in the holiday season, we're crushing it, with a lot of sales. Sellerboard will know that the next 2 months won't be, you won't sell as much as in December and November, right? So when we recommend to reorder, the quantity will be adjusted by this fact, right? So that you don't buy based on your December sales velocity, because it will probably be too much, right? All right. By the way, another interesting setting here is here in the supplier order tab. It's called target stock range after new order. So you can say, after you place an order, right? For how long should it be enough? How often basically do you want to order? And the default here is 90 days. This means that we want to order every 3 months. And based on this and on your sales, adjusted sales velocity, and on the seasonality, and by the way, on your projected monthly growth rate, you can also say, okay, we want to grow, I don't know, 1% per month. Based on this, Sellerboard will recommend the quantity, how much you need to reorder. And this recommendation, basically here 333, it takes all those things into account, and we make sure you will be in stock for 90 days with this product. Okay, pretty complicated stuff, but I hope you get the idea. What else have we got here? If you place an order, you can enter the amount you ordered in this column, ordered, then this will be taken into account. But when calculating the days until next reorder, because we know, you already placed an order. If you have a prep center, you can enter the prep center stock here, and this will also be taken into account. So for example, if you have a lot of stock on the prep center, we won't advise you to place another order. We would rather advise you to send the items from the prep center to the Amazon's warehouse if it's needed. So when this flag becomes red. Okay, there are also some filtering possibilities here, and some summary numbers on the top. I think I won't go into detail now. Let me show you. Actually, 3 more modules quickly. So one is PPC, and with the PPC module, what you can do is a couple of things. So first of all, you can analyze the profitability, your profitability by campaign. If you expand those campaigns, you can see your ad groups and even keywords, and you can see, okay, in this period, it's currently, what is it? It's the whole, it's the whole July, basically, last 30 days. Here we had, like for this keyword, we made $73 in profit. And this keyword brought us $108 in profit, and so on. So you see your profit by campaign, by group, by keyword. And based on this and on your strategy, Sellerboard will advise you to change the bids. And Sellerboard can also automatically adjust those bids for you so that you basically meet your target ACOS rate. So it's not only an analysis of your ad profitability, but we also make bid recommendations so that you meet your profitability goals. And another thing you can do with this PPC module is harvesting. It's called keyword automation. So you can see we have 3 recommendations here. For example, for this campaign, we can harvest keywords from automatic campaigns and move them automatically or semi-automatically with your approval. Like in this case, we can move them to exact campaigns, right? So the process works like this. You start an automated campaign. You look how it goes. Sellerboard finds well-performing keywords or search terms rather in this automated campaign, and either we will advise you to move this search term to another campaign, or we'll advise you to put it to negative, or we can do it completely automatically. So yeah, this actually, I think we should do a separate demo for this, because there are a lot of options here how you can customize and how this automation works, but I won't go into the detail for now. So all right, next step is let's go to the autoresponder. So here it's an email campaign tool. You can create campaigns and which send follow-up emails to customers. Those emails can ask for a review or for seller feedback or for both. And we can use Amazon's standard review template. So in this case, Amazon sends the email to your customer. Basically, there's a button in the Seller Central and in the orders view where you can request a review. And this is a complete automation, complete autopilot for that. Right? Or you can also write your custom email, then we'll use your custom templates for a campaign. And yeah, you'll basically send your custom emails. Just make sure you stay within terms of service with respect to the text of the email. So this is the autoresponder. It's also included. Then let's jump into alerts. In alerts, what we do is we monitor your listing for all kinds of events, and we notify you by mail or with this notification mechanism in Sellerboard if something happens to your listing. So for example, like your category is changed, or dimensions of your product or FBA fee are changed. Yeah, this is something you want to react on. So you want to act on. For example, if the FBA fee changes, normally your product doesn't change the size, right? And if Amazon changes the FBA fee, you want to take a look. For example, if they decrease it, then maybe you were overcharged previously, right? So you want to make sure the dimensions of the product are correct and you're charged correctly. And if no, you can open a ticket and ask them to refund for past, past charges. Or maybe they start charging you more, right? Sellerboard will show the notification or will send you an email if you activate this option, and then you can take a look and ask Amazon to remeasure. And this is a very important one, because you can lose a lot of money if you're not tracking the FBA fee changes. Maybe if the fee will be changed and without like any change in product's dimensions, and you will waste money. Okay, then another one is, for example, inbound shipment. So sometimes you send 100 products to Amazon and only 90 arrive. So the moment the inbound shipment will be closed, Sellerboard will check the amount, and if there's a deviation, we'll send you an email. So if you have a lot of inbound shipments, it's kind of hard to track if every single one of them is correct. So yeah, Sellerboard can do it for you. Or large order, this can be a scam. Yeah, if somebody wants, like a competitor wants to block your inventory, they can place a large order and then cancel. Listing text or listing title or image changed. If you're a private label seller, it's very important to make sure that nobody changes your listing, because if they change an image or a text, you might be shipping the wrong products. This might be a listing hijacker. So yeah, there are a lot of events that we monitor here, and basically this helps you kind of avoid problems and also save time. All right, last one I want to show is it's called money back. So sometimes Amazon damages or loses your products, and with this tool you can check if there are such cases, and does not reimburse you. So normally if they break like or damage your inventory, they will reimburse you automatically, but sometimes it doesn't happen for some reason. And with this tool you can check if there are any opportunities for reimbursement. So if there are if all damaged products or lost products are found or actually reimbursed, and if no, you can apply for a reimbursement by opening a ticket on Amazon. So this you get for free, and it's included in your Sellerboard subscription. We also don't take a cut of a percentage of the reimbursed amount, so you can just use those reports to open the tickets yourself. All right, there are some other opportunities here to get the money back. For example, returns that were reimbursed but never arrived, or FBA changes, which I explained in quickly before. But yeah, let's wrap it up for now. We also support eBay and Shopify in case you are selling on eBay and Shopify. Yeah, there are some sections that I didn't cover today, like the cash flow or lifetime value analysis or the reports. These are basically downloadable spreadsheets in case you want to work with this data in your spreadsheet application. Maybe we'll cover them next time. So yeah, let's wrap up here. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you.
Wow, that's a very nice demo. Thank you so much for your help. As a matter of fact, I think most of my fans and also my students will really feel, they are so honored to see you doing a demo live, So I have a good news here today. As a matter of fact, we have a very special promotion, okay? A very good special discount for anyone who is interested to sign up for Sellerboard. So if you want to sign up, okay, for Sellerboard using this special promotion, you can actually see the link below this YouTube video. Okay, the link is at the bottom, and you're gonna use my link. You're gonna get a special discount. Okay, so do not waste any more time and start to download it and try it out for yourself to understand that why am I the #1 fan for Sellerboard. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you soon. If I go to Germany again. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Andy. Thank you. Bye bye.